Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Hello, Nicole, Aeon, Janice, Lady E, Claudette, Melanated Brown. All right. That Crazy Beach Aries, Erin, Earthen, Shoshana, Lakiva, Emma's Blessed, Asha Mwamba. Okay, Jonna, Capricornus, Oyela, Cherokee Descended Dale, Patty Fatima. A shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Vetta's daughter, Brandon Crusine. All right, KX Capricornus, Workout 218. So let's get into it, Antoinette. So listen, I hope everyone has been having a good day. I hope your vibrations are high and you are feeling good about yourself. And most of all, I hope you said those affirmations when you arose this morning. Okay? I thank you, Antoinette says this is my favorite channel. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so today I want to talk about dreams. Because often when we're young, when we're children, we have dreams and things that we want to be. You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer, right? I wanted to be a lawyer. I also wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to be a myriad of things. But when we're young, we have all these ideas of things we see on TV or things that we hear, adults talking about, and we start to think about what we want to do when we're adults. And we start to make plans and all these things, right? And we feel like we can do anything. But sadly, as we get older, a lot of us forget about our dreams. We start feeling like we can never accomplish these goals. We lose our ambition. We start to become pessimistic. We have people who are around us who discourage us, right? Who tell us you can't do this. It's too hard. You're not going to make it. They talk down to us about our dreams. And some of them actually have good intentions, but you have to remember the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And so sometimes you cannot listen to the naysayers. You have to just listen to your heart. That's where you find the truth. You can always find the truth in your heart. And with that all being said, you should never give up on your dreams. I don't care if you feel like you're too old, if you feel like you've wasted too much time. The thing that happens when you let go of your dreams, if you let your dreams fade, if you just let them die, and then you live a mundane life, you start to live a life of regret. And then later on down the line, as you get older and you sit back and you look at your life and you reassess the things that you went through, sometimes you just feel like, or you sit there and wonder and ponder what could have been. And you start to regret certain choices and decisions that you made. And you start realizing as we get older, because we get wiser, and you start realizing that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have listened to all of those people that told me I couldn't do it. So with that all being said, the dreams are very important. They're important because they come from our core, from our inner being. And this is often how we find out what our purpose in life is. And every one of us has a divine purpose. And so God gives us dreams, and we are supposed to fulfill those dreams so that we can become our true, authentic self. You see, dreams are necessary. Without them, we would just have no ambition. We wouldn't have any goals. And if we did have goals that we set, well, we would scarcely reach them if we just let our dreams fade. I remember a story years ago. There was a man who was 94 years old. And he had never been to college, but he graduated college with a bachelor's degree at the age of 94. So that just goes to prove that it's never too late. It's only too late when they're lowering that coffin into the ground. But until then, while you're here, you can always do whatever you want, whatever your heart desires. All you have to do is focus on it and stay disciplined and put in the work. Ask the Most High to guide you. And we have spirit guides all around us. We all have spirit guides. We have numerous of them. Some of them are our ancestors. But something you may not know is one of the spirit guides that leads us and guides us and gives us intuition and insight, the gut feelings that we have, that very often comes from yourself, right? a part of yourself that has lived another lifetime, that has gone into another dimension, into another realm, coming back to leave you in this realm and to tell you and to guide you and show you things that you're supposed to be doing. Show you the things that you missed out on in a past life. This is absolutely true, and it may sound crazy to some, but I can assure you, our spirit is energy, and we know energy cannot be destroyed nor created, only transferred and transformed. And so there's no telling how many lifetimes we've all lived, but I can assure you that your spiritual self from another past life, right, is coming back to guide you through this one, to help you on your journey. And so, a lot of times people think that, their dreams are just impossible. They don't believe that they can do things. They don't have any motivation. They feel like there's obstacles that they can't overcome. But you can overcome anything you want if you just put your mind to it. You have to always feel positive. You have to always be, believe in yourself, right? You have to believe in yourself. And you don't have to compete against anyone. The only time you should be competing, the only one you should be competing against is yourself. And whatever you want to do, you should start working on that today. Now, you don't need to wait, because procrastination kills our dreams. It also kills our spirit, because a lot of people say, I'm going to do this. And then when the time comes for them to start, they say, well, I'm not going to do it today. I'll start tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and they say, well, you know what? It's Wednesday. I might as well just wait until the weekend. And then the weekend comes and then they have something else to do. And they say, you know what? I'll just start next week. And you just keep putting things off. And the longer you put things off, the farther you are away from your dream. Okay? So don't procrastinate. Like they used to tell us when we were growing up, right? I'm sure you've heard your grandparents or your parents say this. Never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And remember, tomorrow is not even a day of the week. All right? Phyllis says, I love this channel, Queen. You give so much spiritual insight, wisdom, and inspiration. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for those kind words and for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings to you. And so now here's the thing. I told you all the other day about inspiration, which comes from the spirit, in spirit, to inspire someone. And often we gather inspiration from other people, right? Other people say things or do things that inspire us, that motivate us. But you should also motivate and inspire yourself. When you set a goal and you reach it, give yourself a pat on the back. You should be proud of yourself, right? And then once you achieve that goal, then set another goal. And each day, you should try to move a little closer to where you want to be. There's nothing holding you back except for yourself. And if you want to sit there and listen to friends or so-called friends, right, who try to talk down and tell you things, to hinder you from moving forward, first of all, those people are likely not really your friends. And I told you before how some people, they are fine with you and they're happy with you and everything's all good until you start to excel past the level of where they are, because they may not be doing anything. They might not have any goals. They may not have any ambition. Maybe they feel like, they're just stuck in the same place and they're never going to do anything different. And so they want you to stay stuck there too. But sometimes you have to move past people. You just can't take them with you when you're going on your journey, especially on your spiritual journey. Everyone is not meant to go there. Sometimes that's a journey that you have to take by yourself. And when you're doing this, that is how you achieve your goals and ambitions. If someone is not encouraging you, if they're not trying to motivate you, if they're not trying to inspire you, if they're not trying to give you positive advice, then you probably shouldn't be listening to them. Because some people, they're miserable with their lives. They're not happy with where they are, and they don't want to do any better. Not that they can't do any better. Some people literally don't want to do any better. They don't want to do anything different. They don't want to do anything outside of their comfort zone. They don't want to do anything different than what they've already been doing. And that's how you stay in the same place, stuck in a rut, sitting there stagnant, unable to move forward, right? Because if you're not putting in an effort, if you're not doing the work, if you're not trying to change your mindset and the way that you think, And if you're not careful about the people you allow in your circle, then you may just be stuck in that rut. You may not be able to excel and move past it. Sometimes you feel like you take 2 steps forward and then you go 2 steps back. Well, sometimes the people that you're around, those are the ones holding you back and pulling you down. And some of us, we just don't want to let go of people because they've been in our lives for so long. They could be someone we knew since childhood. They could be a member of our own family. And we feel obligated to them for whatever reason. We feel like we have to put up with their mess. We have to listen to them. And we take what they say, more so than what we think of ourselves. And that's not the thing to ever do. No one's thoughts of you should be more important than what you think of yourself. And you only have one life to live. And so while you're here on this planet, you should be doing the work to let that life, to make that life what you want it to be. And there's going to be all sorts of things that get in your way. That's just a part of life as we know it. That's, struggle. But like Frederick Douglass said, without struggle, there is no progress. You need struggles in life sometimes because that's what makes us build strength of character. That's what gives us strength and helps us to become relentless and determined and to know that we have to work. Some people think that everything is supposed to be given to them. They think the world owes them something. They think that the people around them owe them something. When in reality, no one owes us anything, but we do owe it to ourselves to be the best that we can be. Whatever you choose to do in life, try to be the best at it. And if you can't be the best, just be the best version of yourself. Try to rise into your higher self. As long as you are working hard and you're doing what makes you happy and what you love, as long as you're putting forth the effort and you're staying focused, you can achieve all of your goals and dreams. You absolutely can. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. At the end of the day, it has to start with you setting your goals, making the steps or writing down the steps of how you plan to achieve those goals. And every day move a little closer to achieving. That means every day you should be doing the work. You should not be taking any days off. You should not be taking any days off because successful people, they don't take time off. Successful people are always working. They're always working. And they're always tired. But they don't rest because they have so much work to do. And so at the end of the day, you have to be absolutely putting in the work, putting forth the effort. And as you put forth the effort and do the work, the Most High will lead you and guide you along the way. Because remember, God helps those who help themselves. Now, some people don't want to help themselves, but they want to ask everyone else for help. I was watching a thing the other day with Steve Harvey, and there was a young woman in the audience, and she asked him a question. She said that she lives with her mother, and she's 23 years old, 22 or 23. She's a college student who lives at home with her mother. And she said her mother tries to control her. Her mother doesn't let her do things that she wants to do. She said her mother is always telling her it's my house and my rules. Now she asked Steve, how do I get her to let me just be independent and to stop trying to control me? Steve said, independent people don't live in someone else's house. Right? If you want to be independent and treated, if you want your mother to treat you as an independent person, then you need to get your independence. And you don't have independence when you're living under your mother's roof. And so with that all being said, that's the thing. A lot of us, we want everyone else to take care of us. We want people to loan us money. We want people to fix our problems. We want people to always be there when we call them. But at the end of the day, what would you do if you couldn't get a hold of anybody? What would you do if you couldn't depend on anyone? What would you do? Some people would be completely lost because they've lived their whole lives feeling entitled and being spoiled, right, and catered to. And that's because their parents likely spoiled them as they were growing up, and that just stayed in them as they became adults. And those type of people seldom accomplish their goals and dreams because they want everyone else to do things for them. They want everything handed to them on a silver platter. But that's what you can't do. If you're trying to achieve things, you have to do the work. No one else can do it for you. No one can live this life for you. No one can go through the struggles for you. You have to do it all by yourself. And when you have problems, it's okay to get advice from people sometimes, but you have to start learning how to solve those problems for yourself. You have to learn how to start figuring it all out. You can't depend on anyone else at the end of the day. Okay, so with that all being said, steady progression. That's what you need to do. Steady progression will help you slowly achieve your goals. And sometimes people get impatient. They feel like it's not happening fast enough. It's taking too long. At the end of the day, sometimes it takes a while to get to your dreams and to accomplish your goals. But you have to be patient. You have to just keep putting in the work. You have to keep reassessing things in your life. Sometimes you, in fact, may have to sit down and renegotiate your contract with life. That's what you might have to do, because often things don't go as planned. We make plans and they go awry. Sometimes we don't plan. You know what they say about that? When you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So you have to plan things out. It's good to keep a journal. Write down things that you want to do, different things that you want. If you want a new house, if you want a new car, write down the things that you want out of life. And then as you look at that list every day, tell yourself or ask yourself, what can I do to get here? What can I do to get these things? And if you know someone else who's already successful and who has the things that you're seeking, sit down and ask them. I remember when I was in my 20s, there was a lady that worked with me and she had a nice house. And I wanted a house too, but I had no idea how to go about buying one. And I remember I went to her and I asked her, what did she do to get her house? She would never give me any information. She would always say things like, oh, you don't want to buy a house. It's just too much trouble. And I said, yes, I do want to buy a house because I'm tired of paying all this rent for an apartment and I'm never going to own it. And she says, oh, well, it's a lot of stuff you have to go through. You're young. You don't have to worry about that right now. And so I realized quickly, this woman doesn't want to help me. She doesn't want to tell me what she did to get that house because she doesn't want me to be on her level. That's what it felt like. You ever have someone that may have their own business or something, and you go to them and ask them, well, how did you start your business? What do I need to do? And they say, oh, honey, you don't want to start a business? Yeah, I do. Can you tell me what I should start with? And they won't give you any information. Let me tell you something. Those people are haters, okay? Those people are haters. Those are people who don't want you to be elevated to where they are. And they'll give you all types of BS excuses. They'll try to deflect, gaslight, change the subject, try to tell you all the reasons why you don't want to do what you're asking them to help you do. How are they going to tell you what you don't want to do, right? That's just all a load of BS. And so when you're dealing with people like that, what I would do is stop asking them for anything. And I definitely wouldn't tell them my business or my plans. They would just see the plans as they start to unfold. And that's why often when we're going through things in life, keep your business to yourself. Sometimes when you're going through things, you should just keep that to yourself. Because when you're trying to fix things in your life and you're trying to focus and work and do things that you want to do to achieve your goals and dreams, there's always going to be some naysayers, some haters, some negative Nancy's, some doubting Thomases. There's always going to be people who don't want you to achieve what you're trying to do. And there's some people who will even steal your idea. Okay? There's some people who will absolutely take your ideas and run with it. And then they'll accomplish it before you do. So sometimes it's just best to keep those things to yourself. If someone's not giving you constructive criticism that's going to help you and make you better, then you should not listen to them when they're telling you negative things. Because some people tell you negative things just to throw you off your game, to make you feel insecure and to make you doubt yourself and second guess yourself. And that's what you shouldn't do. Because here's the thing. As you're trying to reach your goals and dreams, some things that you try will absolutely fail. And that's okay. We all fail sometimes before we win. But you have to keep going. Don't give up. Because when you give up, that's when you lose. You don't lose the game until you give up. And I'm talking about the game of life. You don't lose until you give up. Okay? So with that all being said, do the work. Stay focused and disciplined. Believe in yourself. Inspire, motivate, and encourage yourself. Talk to yourself. I talk to myself all the time, especially when I need expert advice. All right? Now I'm so serious. So with that all being said, you should do the same. Speak positively about yourself and to yourself. And always remember, and I keep reiterating this, and the reason I keep reiterating it is because It is so easy for us to forget and then start back talking negatively to ourselves and about ourselves. Oh, I'm so broke. Oh, I just really need a car. This car is raggedy. I don't have the money to get another one. I'm just going to have to keep this one. We say all these negative things, and it's so easy to do. You have to remember that words are very important, and some words are absolutely detrimental. Anything you say after I am becomes who you are. And whether you think you can or you can't, you absolutely are right. So always believe in yourself and believe, that you can fix things. Never run from your problems, see them through. Some people run from their problems. And that's why, a lot of people abuse drugs and alcohol, because when they have problems and they feel like reality is too much for them to deal with, and they feel like they're depressed, because they can't accomplish their goals or things are not going the way they want, and then they just, fall off the bandwagon, right? And that's what you can't do. Always keep your vibrations high and don't let anyone bring you down, and try to stay away from stress. Stress will absolutely kill you. Another thing is this: the word depression. That comes from the Latin word deprimere. Now, it means to subjugate. It means to hold down or to press down, right? Or to put the spirit down, to bring down one's spirit. Depressed. Don't let anyone bring your spirit down. If you're in a relationship and that person leaves you, they cheat on you, they're lying to you, things are not going the way you want, that's a distraction from the goals that you have set in place. Now, if you are a person who is a multitasker, right, then you can think about a myriad of things at one time. So you may not be easily distracted. But here's the thing: when you are worried, that's always a distraction. That's the one thing that you cannot stop from being distracted by. Worry. If you give time to worry, which is we're usually worrying about things that we either can't change, or we're worrying about things that we don't even know if they're even going to happen. We're worried about something that may never even occur. So try not to worry about things and try not to focus on problems, because we all have problems and we'll continue to have them as we go on through life. But rather than focusing on problems, try to focus on solutions and try not to make excuses. Remember, excuses are tools of incompetence, and people who measure in them build monuments of nothingness and seldom accomplish anything. Okay? So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I hope that I helped someone today, and I hope that you stay motivated, encouraged, and inspired. And I hope that you keep your vibrations high and you think positively of yourself and enjoy this beautiful life that the Most High has given us, because we only have this one life, right? Until we go into the spiritual realm and it's recycled and we have to come right back. Whatever you don't accomplish in this one, you may have to come back and redo it. So do the best that you can at the life that you have right now. And if things are not the way you want them to be, well, you have the power and the ability to change those things. All you have to do is change your mind. And remember what I told you. The things that you want, the success and everything that your heart desires is right outside your comfort zone. With that all being said, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. I send you all love, peace, and prosperity. And I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. And until next time, beloved, I will talk to you all again soon.